Hello. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So if you did see the last video, I did a marathon time trial, attempted a marathon time trial, which didn't go to plan, but that's okay. We learnt from that. I've got back into training because that was a few weeks ago now. I think I posted the video a bit late. I couldn't be bothered editing it after. I was just annoyed. But I ended up editing it and posting it a bit later on. So I've been back into training for the last few weeks, trying to kind of establish a baseline and get used to the training week again. So I thought today is Sunday. I'm going to go out for an easy kind of 5.5, 6K run. And then we'll have a chat while I'm out there, maybe film some footage, and then I'll come back and I'll just go over the training week and just explain kind of what I'm trying to do during my training. Just to maintain over the winter. I do only have like a 1,500 meter stretch of road in the light. I do use a head torch and go a bit further sometimes, but it's not as often because it does get a little bit dangerous in that, but it's not too bad. So before I get ready and head out for my easy run, let us know what your training's like. Have you been training hard for some race in particular? Are you just trying to maintain over the winter, or even having an off season and just not really training, just trying to rest up and detrain before you start getting into another training block for a marathon or a race early next year? I'm planning on running a marathon next year. A lot of the marathons I need to go away for a wedding. So a few of the marathons are out of the question, but I may still run Edinburgh, even though I'm not a big fan of running out on the coast because it's so windy. But I'm still probably going to run Edinburgh. I would like to run the marathon, but I'm also considering just going back down to the half marathon distance and trying to improve my time there. Because I do enjoy the training for a half marathon. You don't need to go out for as long runs, and I enjoy the threshold work, so putting more threshold work into my training, yeah, I enjoy that. I've not entered any races, but there is a couple of 5Ks or 10Ks this kind of winter that I'm looking at maybe just going and giving a good go at. What are you doing? But yeah, let's get ready and go head out on the run and enjoy the colder weather now. I think it's 1 degree Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, maybe mid 30s or something. But yeah, I'll see you while I'm out there. Okay, just out on my run, about 2.5K in. Beautiful day. It's actually starting to feel like November. Bit of crispness in the air. How do you guys go out in the cold? Do you guys wear arm sleeves like I've got on? Gloves, my hands really feel it, so I wear gloves even if I'm not wearing a long sleeve top. Generally, I'm shorts all year round. Long sleeve top, some gloves, maybe a beanie. My ears might get cold. But yeah, that's about it. But it's actually a beautiful day. So yeah, what do you guys go out in? Half tights are good in the winter, especially just get some compression on the legs so you can still feel them. But yeah, you leggings, hoodie, do you rug up? Yeah, this is pretty much me for winter. Yeah, and keep going with the run. I'm wearing the Primex, Adidas Primex 1, and hands down my favourite shoe I've ever run in. Better than Alpha Fly 1s. I didn't really get along with them. Any of the Alpha Flies. Vapor Flies may feel a touch faster, but in terms of all-round shoe, besides a little bit of unstableness, they're just so good, so fun, so comfortable, so fast. Yeah, I just absolutely love them. I wore them in my long run yesterday, and which I'll go over in a bit. And yeah, illegal, legal shoes, I don't care. So good, I love them. So I've done a video of my first run in them. My opinion was a little bit different back then, I think, but since then done like 250k, maybe close to 300, I don't know, I haven't looked, but honestly just so good. I highly recommend them if you can handle shoes that aren't completely stable and you do a lot of straight line running on roads or cycle paths and stuff like that. So good, I highly recommend. That being said, what's your favourite shoe of all time? Let me know in the comments what your favourite shoe is. Regardless, daily training, racing, whatever. Primex, just going to say it now, definitely my favourite I've ever run in. I've only been running for a few years, couple of years, so I've not really tried out anything previous to like crazy tech, but yeah, let me know what your favourite is. I'm going to get this run done and I'll see you back home and we'll go over the week of training. See you in a bit. All right, now we're back from the run. I've had my lunch, a burrito bowl, had a shower, and I'm ready to go through the week of training. It's nothing special, but I thought I may as well go over it just so you know how I kind of structure my training and what I'll be trying to maintain throughout the winter, the colder months, and yeah, let's get into it. But before I do that, if you haven't subscribed and you are enjoying the video, make sure to subscribe. We're getting close to 300 subs, which is great. And yeah, I do enjoy making the content and looking forward to making some more race day vlogs, training, going out, doing some park run and that. And yeah, hopefully I can get some more time to do it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so looking at Monday's training. Mondays I generally do tempo or threshold workouts, and this Monday I did a 20-minute tempo. The effort around about marathon effort, so I try and keep my heart rate around 150, 155, which is kind of the upper end of my easy running, but I think that's pretty much where I can sustain the marathon like effort. I also put in 4 hill sprints, 4 12-second hill sprints after this as well, just so I can work on some power and speed on fatigue legs, which I enjoy doing some speed reps just after like a tempo or threshold effort. So, and I think it helps a bit. And then on the cool down, Jen came out, so I thought I'll just continue running with her. She was doing like a half-hour easy run and continued with her, so I think I did an hour of running that day, which probably isn't ideal making the cool down that long, but hey, I wanted to keep her company on her run. And Tuesday I just did a nice easy recovery run for half an hour, just 5k, keeping it pretty chilled and yeah, recovering from the day prior. Wednesday is normally when I do my medium long runs. I'm trying to keep them around 1 hour at the moment, and on Wednesday I averaged 4 minutes 37 per K. I was feeling pretty good. I really do enjoy the colder weather. I struggle in the warmer weather, so I'm definitely feeling like I can keep a faster pace in this kind of temperature, which is nice. And I've been kind of embracing the gray zone area as well. I'm kind of working on my upper level of easy running, and I just feel like Edinburgh training block, previous training blocks, I've just been running too easy and not enough kind of up-tempo easy running. So then when I get to race day or add in some longer reps at pace, I've been really struggling. So I'm trying to embrace it, and as long as I'm recovering for the next run, I'm really happy with just going a little bit more of an up-tempo effort in some of these runs, and I'm enjoying my running a bit more as well, because I feel like I can just get moving and get rolling, and it's really good. But I did 13k and my heart rate was 141 average, so it's not crazy high, but yeah, probably working a little bit harder. I like that effort, and I know I can recover from that because I do generally recover pretty well. And on Thursday is normally when I do my speed work. So it is after a medium long run, but I'm normally recovered fine to be doing some speed work. And at the moment, I'm generally just going to be going on the hills for speed work. So getting some strength on the hills and some power. And I normally do 8 times 12 seconds. They're pretty close to max effort for these hill reps, and just a walk down recovery. I normally do 10 to 15 minutes of warm up and 10 to 15 minutes of cool down for this as well. And yeah, it's pretty much max effort up the hill, and the hill that I use is about a 9 or 10% grade as well. So it's reasonably steep, but not crazy steep, and it's not mellow. So I find it's perfect, and it's just up the road from me. So it's really handy for the colder weather as well, because it's got street lights, and I can do some hill reps. And I don't generally like doing kind of 200 reps, 400 reps along the path, because one direction it's downhill, one direction it's uphill, and I don't know, I just enjoy adding in the hills over the winter as well. So I will do some speed, like 400s and that on Thursdays like I used to, but I'm mainly going to be targeting the hills during the dark, cold months. And then on Friday, just a nice chilled 30-minute recovery run, around 5K. And yeah, just keeping it chill to recover from the medium long run and the hills the couple of days prior, and then get ready for the long run on Saturday. And going into the long run, I was quite excited for this one because my mate Rory asked me to run a half marathon PB attempt for him, and he's never really ran an all-out half marathon, I believe. So this was his first kind of all-out. I ran a long run with him a few weeks back. We ran a 1:43, which was his PB then, but he was really comfortable. So I knew he could target a fair bit quicker. So he wanted to go out at 1:35 pace, which is around the 4:30 per kilometer, which we tried to maintain for a good portion of the run, close to 15K. And then we were just going to see how he feels. We did it out on the canal near Edinburgh, which is about as flat as you can get. There's some cobbled areas and it gets a bit slippery. There was a bit of mud there, but it's about as flat as you can get, but really good for a time trial like this. And with about 16K to go, I was like, okay, this is a 5K. It's going to feel like an all-out 5K effort, so let's just see how you feel. He said, let's push a little bit and kick down. So he, yeah, absolutely smashed it, and he ended up running a 1:33. Which is really good, and it gives him a good idea because he's going into Manchester next year as well. So it gives him a good idea on his fitness going into the training block and how he can train going forward to, yeah, Manchester. And onto how I felt during the half marathon. I honestly felt great. My heart rate on the way back, finishing the last 10K, it was into a bit of breeze. So I did run out in front of Rory for a bit, and my heart rate did, as we were starting to pick up towards my marathon pace, getting close to my half marathon pace, my heart rate did go up into the breeze, but I felt really good throughout the whole thing. So my hip flexor didn't tighten, and this is kind of the effort that I want to be trying to maintain for a marathon, and it made me just really want to give another time trial a go. So don't be surprised if next weekend I go out and just give it another go on the canal, because it's nice and flat and I might be able to actually finish. So don't be surprised if you see that video pop up. So yeah, we maintained a 4:27 kilometer pace. So, and that's really, really decent for, it's close to where I want to be running a marathon at. So really happy with how I felt during that, and just under 150 heart rate average as well. So I'm really happy with how I ran that, and it gives me a bit of confidence going into a marathon training block if I decide to run Edinburgh or whichever race I decide to run. Yeah, it gives me a bit of confidence that my effort at pace is starting to come down, and I don't think it'll be sub 3 anytime soon, but come along for the ride and we'll slowly get there. It's definitely going to take some time, but I do feel like it's possible. And then, yeah, that takes us to today's run, where I ran just under 30 minutes and just under 6K. It was meant to be either or, and I got home and it was like 29 minutes 50 seconds, and it was like 5.9K, and I just couldn't be bothered going out for another 20 seconds or 100 meters. So it's still half-hour recovery. Those 10 seconds I don't think are gonna mean that I'm not going to get my PB or anything anytime soon. So yeah, but the average was just under 5 minutes per K, and my heart rate was 127, so pretty chilled. But yeah, I'm still enjoying running that little bit faster. Sometimes I would be even under 120 for my recovery runs and easy runs, and I think getting used to working a little bit harder will make the race efforts feel a little bit easier as well. But yeah, that's been my week of training for this week. I might do this again on the weeks to come, and I am looking at a 5K or 10K near Glasgow as well to run, or in Edinburgh over the winter. So yeah, we'll have a look at those races and see if we can get some footage of those. But if you did like the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, to keep up with the content that I'm going to be posting over the winter. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video.